My name is Nurfani Jasmina binti Jimmy and I'm from for Al-Biruni.
Hi class. Today we will learn about chapter 3, movement of substances across plasma membrane.
What is plasma membrane?
Plasma membrane is cell that controls the movement of substances in and out of cells.
What is it made up of?
The plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Aliyah. I think that's all for today. Time's up. See you tomorrow.
Today's biology class quite interesting. I think I will read the textbook tonight, so I can understand more about this chapter. Good morning class. Good morning Miss Green. Today, I will continue what you learned yesterday. Let's talk about the function of plasma membrane. I know it, Miss. It provides support and maintains the shape of the cell. Good one, Jessica. It also separates the internal environment of the cell from its surroundings.
So from the previous video, we already know what plasma membrane is. So, this is what plasma membrane looks like. Plasma membrane is semi or selectively permeable, which it allows some substances only. If we zoom in the plasma membrane, we will see there is glycolipid, glycoprotein, carrier protein, channel protein, cholesterol, phospholipid bilayer. As you know, phospholipid is a combination of phosphate and lipid. Each phospholipid molecule consists of hydrophilic head, which is water-loving or attracted to water, and tail, which is water-fearing or repels water. Now, let's take a look about the function of cholesterol. Cholesterol makes the phospholipid bilayer stronger, more flexible and less permeable to water-soluble substances such as ions. Next, I will explain about the characteristics of substances that are able to move across a plasma membrane. There are three common factors that determine whether a molecule can pass through a plasma membrane, which are molecule size, polar molecule, and ionic charge. First, we look at the channel protein. Channel protein only allows polar and charged ion, for example, sodium ion. Second, we have carrier protein, which allows large water-soluble and polar molecule, for example, glucose and amino acid. And lastly, we have substances that can dissolve and move across phospholipid bilayer. First, we have lipid soluble, which is glycerol, fatty acids, vitamin A, D, E, and K, and steroids. Second, the substances that can move across only, which is lipid insoluble. It is small molecule and divides by 2, which is polar molecule and non-polar molecule. For example, polar molecule is, and for non-polar is oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, let's move forward to glycolipid and glycoprotein. The difference between glycolipid and glycoprotein is where is it attached to. First, the function of glycoprotein and glycolipid, it acts as a receptor to hormones. Second, to stabilize plasma membrane. And third, antigens for cell identification. Now, we know the structure of plasma membrane and the characteristics of substances that are able to move across plasma membrane. But, what is the necessities of the substances to move across plasma membrane? As we all know, in the previous chapter, we learned that plasma membrane exists in plant cell and animal cell or human cell. But where is it? Do you remember? In human cell, plasma membrane can be found in our cheek cell.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alif Hakimi. Today I will tell you about active transport. Movement of substance across plasma membrane may occur by active transport. So, what is the characteristic of active transport? The characteristic is the molecule or ion substance move from low concentration area to high concentration area, which is against concentration gradient. This means it requires energy from ATP that generated during cellular respiration. It also requires specific carrier protein with specific site to bind with certain molecule or ion. Carrier protein also possess receptor to bind with ATP molecule. Carrier protein change shape when a phosphate group attached to it. As a result, molecule or ion move across the membrane. Active transport results in the excretion of molecule or ions in the cell. Carrier proteins that involve in active transport are known as PAM. There are two types of PAM, which is sodium-potassium PAM and proton PAM. In sodium-potassium PAM, 3 sodium ions bind to the carrier protein. The ATP decomposes into ADP, and the phosphate group is bound to the carrier protein. Phosphate bond provide energy and change the shape of carrier protein. Then, sodium ion is transported through the carrier protein of the cell. 2 potassium ion from outside the cell bind with carrier protein. At the same time, the phosphate group leaves the carrier protein. The loss of phosphate group restores the original shape of carrier protein. Then, potassium ion is transported through the carrier protein into the cell. The other type of PAM is proton PAM. Proton PAM is usually found in the epithelial cell lining the stomach cavity. Proton PAM cause the acidity of the stomach content. Energy from ATP enable the hydrogen ion to be transported by the carrier protein towards the extracellular fluid. This causes an accumulation of hydrogen ion and acid production in stomach cavity. There are some differences between passive transport and active transport. Passive transport doesn't require energy, while active transport requires energy, which is ATP. Passive transport occurs following of the concentration gradient, while active transport is against concentration gradient. Passive transport occurs until a dynamic equilibrium is achieved. In active transport, there are accumulation and disposal of molecule or ion. There are also some similarities between passive transport and active transport. Both transport occur through a selectively permeable membrane and moving a substance across the membrane.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Ashraf, and today we're going to talk about passive transport. So passive transport is a process where substances in cells move across a plasma membrane. So firstly, passive transport goes down the concentration gradient like the picture shown, which means that it goes from a high concentration area to a lower concentration area until a dynamic equilibrium is achieved. Secondly, passive transport does not require energy. So there are 3 types of passive transport, which are simple division, osmosis, and facilitated division. Firstly, simple division. Simple division is a movement of molecules or ions from a high concentration area to a lower concentration area. It may occur with or without the presence of plasma membrane. Examples of molecules are oxygen and carbon dioxide. Next, osmosis. Osmosis is movement of water molecules from a low concentration of solutes to a high concentration of solutes. It is similar to simple division, but osmosis only involves water molecules. After that, facilitated diffusion. Large molecules and lipid-insoluble molecules are unable to pass through the phospholipid bilayer. With the help of carrier proteins and channel proteins, these substances can cross the phospholipid bilayer easily. This process continues until a dynamic equilibrium is achieved, which means that the concentration of molecule at the same site is equal.